Alright guys, Epic fucking Slayers here, and welcome back to another weekly vendor reset Best Buy video, and I've got to say this week is probably the best week that I ever remember. Before we start, I think we should try and do 150 likes in this video for probably the best week that I can ever remember in a weekly vendor reset video for the Division. If you are new to my channel and you enjoy my content, subscribe below, that would be much appreciated, and let's start. So let's start out with the best. At the Special Blueprints vendor, we have this wonderful looking lightweight M4, and it feels good to finally see this as a blueprint. As you can tell, I don't currently have it, and we've been getting pretty crap blueprints as of late, so to see the M4 up there is amazing, and I will definitely be picking this one up because my lightweight M4 doesn't have the best roll. So if you're after a god roll M4, then here you go guys, pick this one up and you can just waste all your crafting materials on it to get the best version of this M4 that you require. Below that is the Surplus SVD. Again, amazing. With Deadeye, this really does, do a lot of damage. And the reason for that is simply due to the fact that it's so stable. It's the most stable sniper in the game, so it's easy to hit headshots with this thing. Obviously, it's not a bolt action, so it doesn't have the highest damage, but if you're just constantly hitting those shots, then this is unbelievable. As you can see, the RPM on this is 260, so a lot higher than the bolt action. Now, unfortunately, I've already picked up the Firearms backpack, stamina vest, and small grip before, so I don't have them, but I definitely recommend picking up all three of those, especially the small grip. The small grip rolls in crit hit damage, which is best in slot for the grips, so you want to be picking that one up and getting a good roll. And, just to say that the Firearms backpack and stamina vest are really good as well. Obviously, Firearms backpack, if you need a specialized backpack, then you can roll one with Firearms, and a vest for high-end builds. If you don't have barracks like me and you want a good, a good vest, then you can pick up the stamina vest. Whether you want it for Firearms or not, it depends on your roll. So if you get a really good roll, you could roll it into Firearms afterwards. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking those up because they are very, very good. And I mean, this has to be by far the best blueprint vendor reset we've had in a very, very long time. And this kind of sets a precedent for the rest of the video, to be honest, guys. At the Wolves Den safe house, we have this very nice Lover C for anyone who doesn't currently have one. It's not roll bad at all. If you compare it to this M4 that I've just recently picked up, the damage roll isn't that low, at 23.6 compared to the one that I have at 23.9. So it's rolled Fierce, Unforgiving, and Destructive. Fierce is a very good talent, especially on ARs, because it's not easy to get crit hit chance on them, but the electronics roll is substantial. So my recommendation would be to roll Fierce away. Now you've got Unforgiving, which is very good and Destructive, so this would, you'd probably want to use this more so in PvE, as it's not the best roll for PvP, but if you were to roll Fierce out for, say, something like, Responsive, then this could still be a very PvP weapon, because although Destructive is mainly PvE focused now, it is still okay in PvP, and Responsive and Unforgiving are obviously very good in PvP. So if you don't have a Lover C or you have a really crap roll, then yeah, I'd recommend picking this one up. At the East 53rd Street, we have this really nice Operator's Mask with the Refresh talent on, which is very, very good in 1.6. All healing is improved by 30% when in the last health segment. This is very good, especially if you're running low skill power where, the heal isn't quite as good anymore. This will actually make that a lot better, so definitely recommend this for PvP. Now this one has a very good electronics roll of 1264. That's only 3 off the maximum of 1267. It's got crit hit chance and damage to elite, so I mean ultimately this would mainly be a PvE one based on those stats, but you could probably roll this into leave it as an electronics mask, roll damage to elites away, and then you could probably use it in PvP with I don't know, some sort of skill power build, and this would be really, really good. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this one up, guys, if you don't have a better one. At the East 42nd Street, we have this very nice Tactical Org A3P, and as you've seen in my recent videos, I love the way this looks compared to the A3 Power XS, but you only care about the numbers. Now, it's rolled pretty well, 24.4 base damage, which is a little low, to be honest. It's got Adept, Competent, and Meticulous. Competent's very, very good. Adept, maybe overkill. And it's got really high electronics roll, because obviously that would probably push you over the crit hit chance boundary that you can have. So I'd probably roll that away. And then you've got Competent and Meticulous. Meticulous it's not good on an SMG, but if you haven't got an AUG or a good rolled AUG, then I'd get this one, because you keep Competent, roll out Adept for Responsive, so you've got Responsive and Competent, and Meticulous. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Lastly, at the DZ3 weapons vendor, we have this really nice Vector 45 ACP with Competent, Determined and Brutal. Now if you're going to pick this one up, then I'd roll away Determined for something like Responsive, and this Vector 45 could be very, very good. Now the Vector is still very good in 1.6. Unfortunately, with Competent on this, it's quite difficult to actually reach the electronics requirement, and as you are going to be using this in a PvP focused area, then electronics aren't something that you're likely to go for. You're likely to go for firearms, unless of course you're running the Alpha Bridge skill power build that I did in a recent video, whereby actually this would be a very good weapon for it, because you'd get the damage from Brutal, Competent and Responsive, but you would still have very good uptime on your skills. So you'd be doing quite a bit of DPS, and you'd still have quite a lot of skill power. So yeah, this would be good for that sort of setup. So buy it as you will, guys. I definitely recommend it though if you're in a skill power build, because it's still very, very good, and this has a very good talent roll. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. As I said before, this has to be one of the best weeks we've had for a weekly vendor reset since I can remember playing the game, since 1.1. So drop a like for that. That would be much appreciated. If you are new and did enjoy the video, then subscribe. It would really, really help. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.